back, and good morning to Dave, K0DWC.
Yeah, Chuck, morning to you. Jerry has, as usual, a really nice signal here in Livermore. So it's got a good signal. Yeah. Good morning to both of you guys. I'm going to stand by as well.
Dave, you're really down. I don't know if it's the conditions or what are you running this morning?
I'm on the TCS. Running about 200, almost 300 watts.
It must be the conditions, and the path might be a little weird right now. You'll probably pick up, but yeah, I mean you're Q5 copy, but I mean it's like you're just you know, sound way down. But like I said, it's probably conditions. Hopefully that'll go away and you'll pick up again. But you're sounding good, just sounding weak over here in Dayton.
Yeah, okay. Who knows, maybe the battery in my microphone is going south on me. But probably something I should look into. I haven't looked at it in a long time. Maybe my modulation level's a little down.
Yeah, well, like I said, you're sounding good. I mean, your Q5 copy, no problem at all. I just thought maybe you were on a different set this morning. Yeah, TCS, that's a good setup. I love mine. So, good deal.
Good morning, and you success.
Well, it's about time. How are you doing this morning, sir? K0DWC.
I guess I finally found the microphone. Good morning, guys. On the new SCR 274.
Congratulations, sir. Sounding great.
Sounding good here in Livermore.
Okay, well, we got it up to a mighty 100 watts through the amp, and yeah, it's a sweet package. It was worth the trip.
Good deal.
Yeah, I know the Tom, the guy that was selling the estate stuff for the widow, and he said that no, he says Mark used it all the time. His audio was always a little light, but that's all it was just needed a good carbon mic. So I had a couple, you know, that I rebuilt that worked just fine.
You're going to have to describe how you carbon microphone.
Oh, okay. Well, this one here was just I take back, the T17 is nothing more than just, you know, Dremel out the hole a little bit so you can fit a regular telephone charger, carbon mic, but yeah, the other ones I was thinking about in my head was the MAB. Those, yeah, you can literally take them apart, pour the carbon out, put new carbon in. But all right, anyhow, I guess we'll see how things go for the net. K0DWC, W6MQI, W6JRY. Sure good to hear Jerry there. Not for sure what the status was with the fire. All right, I'll stand by for the official net. And you success.
Okay, well, it's really great and a great surprise to hear Jerry back again, and we're thankful he's safe and his family's safe and all, and just glad he's back and on the air and in good health. So, and Jerry, if you're still listening there, I appreciated the email with your update and everything, and that was appreciated very much. And I hope everything's okay around your compound there, around your house. So I'm glad to hear that as well. K0DWC, I'll be standing by as well. Henry's net control this morning.
Okay, well, speaking of net control, here I am. WA7YBS, Henry in Dayton Valley, for the Vintage Military Radio Net, which we will get started on right now. And of course, everybody knows the Vintage Military Radio Net Nevada version is a Roundtable AM group. Gives licensed hands the opportunity to run their vintage military radio equipment on the air. And everybody knows the drill. We assign numbers. And it helps with the handoffs and keeps everybody straight. This is just the order in which I heard so far. In the number 1 spot, I've heard Dave, W6MQI. Good morning, Dave. Number 2 spot's Jerry, W6GRY. Good morning, Jerry. Number 3 is Chuck, K0DWC. Good morning, Chuck. And number 4 is Ron, NU6F. Good morning, Ron. So see if there's anybody else that wants to check in the Vintage Military Radio Net and get started here. Number 5 is open. If you want to check in, do it now.
Good morning, W7NS.
W6OPE.
W6SSP.
Okay, and the number 5 spot is Mike, W7MS. Good morning, Mike. And then the number 6 spot's Tom, WA6OPE. Good morning, Tom. And the number 7 spot is Steve, W6SSP. Good morning, Steve. All 3 of you guys got good signals. Everybody's Q5 so far. A little bit of noise. It's not as bad as it has been, but at least I don't need the noise limiter on, so it's just there. So let's see if there's a number 8. Anybody else want to check in here on the pre-net warm-up? That sort of morphs into round 1. Number 8's open. If you want to check in, do it now.
Montague, W6 Able, Queen, Uncle.
Morning, Bob. W6AQU. You're doing good in here. Sounding fine. You're in the number 8 spot. Is there a number 9 out there? If you want to be number 9, I'm the Vintage Military Radio Net. Check in now. Okay. Well, as you can probably tell, I'm running 300 watts of carrier power with the W6MIT homebrew, the big rig, 4-250A in the final, 2,000 volts on the plate, 200 milliamps of plate current, 400 watts input power, about 300 watts output, and 75% efficiency. I know you guys can do that in your head. So that's, that's the rundown of the transmitter. Its modulation is provided by a pair of 472Bs. And the receiver is the Raycal RA, what is it, a 6, whatever it is. It's the Raycal that I use all the time. That's made in Silver Spring, Maryland. The number escapes me right now. And 6117A, I knew I would think of it. So anyway, it's an RA6117A, built in Silver Spring, Maryland, and it's the USA version, the company that Raycal had over here for a while in the 60s and 70s. So with that, let me run down the list one more time. Number 1 is Dave, W6MQI. Number 2 is Jerry, W6JRY. Number 3 is Chuck, K0DWC. Number 4 is Rod, NU6F. Number 5 is Mike, W7MS. Number 6 is Tom, W6OPE. Number 7 is Steve, W6SSP. And number 8 is Bob, W6AQU. So let's go up to Dave, W6MQI. Go ahead, Dave.
Alrighty, Henry. WA6, whatever you call this, WA7YDS, W6MQI. Hey, good morning, everybody. I've had 2 cups of coffee already. Huh. Well, all stations are sounding good this morning. Here in Livermore, we have a very low noise level here. Like a couple of guys have commented on that. So it sounded really good here. We're on the TCS this morning. I got the BFO working in the TCS6 receiver at a bad capacitor. Thanks to my signal tracer snooping around, I finally found, I got fooled by the first one, but that I replaced because they were sitting right on top of each other, but found another one and it was bad. Replaced that. Bingo, she's working. So that's the radio set up here, and I'm driving the Drake L7 amplifier for about 200 watts or so output. Feeling in bird D. Again, everybody's sounding good here. Weather is looks like maybe a tropical overcast coming in. I haven't looked at the weather report, but other than that, beautiful weather here. Last night had a really nice summer evening, no breeze, nice mild temperature. So things are good. So over to Jerry. Welcome back, Jerry. Glad you and the family are safe and sound. W6JRY, W6MQI.
Okay, Dave, W6MQI and the group W6JRY. Yeah, good morning to all. And really good signals from everybody here today. I've got some type of noise going on that wasn't here before. Darn near sounds like somebody's got an electric fence very close. It's just a come and go type of thing. It's about an S9 level, but everybody's above it so far. And I think that's the first time I've had to turn the noise limiter on this 75A4. Anyway, I'm using the 75A4 receiver here, and 32V3 transmitter, about 90 watts output into my delta loop antenna. And yes, we were away from the place here for about 6 days, and very fortunate. They had a lot of equipment and people up here, first responders, CAL FIRE, so on, and they were able to protect a lot of homes up here in Forest Ranch. Unfortunately, there was about somewhere around 7 or 9 homes that were burnt down. We're up on the ridge looking down into Big Chica Creek that got lost. Cohasset to the northwest, a lot of homes lost over there. Very worried about my son who lives over there. But his home survived, shop and garage survived. Actually, the place he has is an old CDF station that was sold years ago by the state. And my daughter, we're kind of waiting things out with her. She has a place up at Mill Creek, and the fire is still whirling and concentrated there at up in that area around Mill Creek, Lawson Park, and so on. But it's really a huge fire that's done a lot of damage. anyway, we're just been trying to get reorganized around here. And one of the things I did get accomplished around here, my radio license was due in a couple of months, and I got that renewed. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it with the way they're doing it now. It's all online, and it's not an easy thing. At least it wasn't for me. Well, it was in a sense, because I ended up running into a fairly new hand. Was just licensed back in 2016. But he was an IT talk over at university here in Chico. Really nice fella. Talking to him, he came up with another AM operator that I know, and so he come up on a Saturday and helped me, and it took him about, maybe 35, 40 minutes to pull through that whole thing, and got it done for me. 2 days later, I got the license via email now. But it's certainly different from the way we used to do it. I just have to say that. So anyway, I'll get it over to you there, Chuck. K0, DWC in the group, W6JRY.
Okay, Jerry. You're sounding as good as ever. So I'm glad you're back. This is Chuck, K0DWC, and everybody's coming in really good. Dave, you picked up a little bit. I thought you probably would, but you picked up just about to a point where you're at your normal audio level. And everybody else is just coming in fine. No problems. So, Jerry, sorry about that noise level you got, but I think maybe some of that will go away as well. With any kind of luck. But anyway, we're on the AR-213 this morning, listening on the R45 ARR7, which is doing a pretty good job this morning. So, we're running around 230 watts or so, and an inverted V. That's pretty much the rundown here. We'll keep it going. So I will send it over to Ron with all his new duties, and I want to hear about that some more. So, NU6F in the group, K0DWC. Go ahead and take it, Ron.
Okay. Good morning. Oh, let me take these headphones off. I'm not used to the side tone coming back at me. Anyhow, good morning, Henry, Dave, Jerry, Chuck, Mike, Tom, Steve, and Bob. Hail in, Charlie. Well, yeah, it was a long trip out there and back. But got a chance to visit with my cousin there in Denver also, and met another great military collector slash builder, and Tom out there is, boy, beautiful stuff this guy makes. But anyhow, so I haven't, this is the complete SCR-274 with the pilot's remote, all the dynamotors, 2 transmitters, 3 receivers. He had a broadcast band receiver. He had the 80 meter, the 190 to 550 KC, and the broadcast band receiver. So, but he did, amongst the junk that he had there, he had another 40 meter one, and I just had to replace the caps in it, and it came right back. So yeah, so I've got the 80 40 meter transmitter in it, and the 80 40 and 190 to 550 receivers, and yeah, just beautiful workmanship, nicely laced cables, connectors, everything dressed into proper place, all the shock mounts, PR relay, really nice. And the same with the DC-375, DC-348 combo. I haven't even tried that one yet. I have to go ahead and make room in the shack. But anyhow, that's it for the new toys. And I got another couple of days. Tuesday morning I take off for back to the Azores. So I'll be there until near the end of October. Good hearing everybody in there, and Jerry, especially glad to hear that your place is okay, son's place, and we're praying your daughter's place also gets free and clear of the park fire. Yes, you won't forget that. Okay, with that, over to the other voice of Reno, W7MS, and U6F.
Well, thank you, Ron. NU6F and the Sunday Morning Military Net, W7MS, Mike and Reno. Good conditions from all. And the verification is this morning I'm using the Collins ARC2 non-A transmitter receiver without a Q5er. So I'm listening to the top 30% of 75 meters, and all I hear are beautiful AM signals here on 3974, plus or minus. But thanks, Henry, for running the show. I see that you were a few dusty cobwebs between the ears, but you managed to pull out the recal information. So a good signal from your station. Good morning. Of course, Dave's doing well and sounds great on the PCS setup. And welcome back, Jerry. Glad everything's safe and sound there in Forest Ranch. Followed the action on the CAL FIRE website and their updates on YouTube, and we're very pleased to see the battle was fought there at Highway 32, and everything was well for you, and some losses there on the other side of the highway, but I guess not unexpected, but also still a tragedy for those folks. And good morning, Chuck. Sounding great as always. And of course, Ron, with the new vertical stack of equipment, congratulations, and I'm glad that you had time with all your other external activities to be on this morning before you head off to the Azores. But congratulations on all the goodies. That's all I can say. Congratulations, and good morning, Tom. Good morning, Steve, and good morning, Bob. So with that, we'll keep it rolling. Quite a good group here, and we'll give everybody a possible advantage before conditions shift to say good morning. So over to you, Tom. WA6OPE, W7MS.
Okay, W7MS, WA6OPE. Good morning, everybody. From beautiful, cool, gray Richmond, although the marine oil is very thick, and it'll probably be burned off by 10 o'clock or so. Although we've had a nice sea breeze here lately, it's been nice and cool. In fact, it was kind of cold, believe it or not. On my morning walk, I averaged Jack yesterday and the day before. So that's the weather report here. Yeah, Jerry, good to hear from you. W6JRY is concerned. Boy, that fire situation, Ron, I got a whole bunch of theories about that, but I wondered if they have any idea what started it and how did it start. And there's something going on here. Anyway, let's see, what else? Renewing licenses and stuff. Yeah, bring back the old yellow FCC Form 610. That was it. That worked really well. It was nice and simple and straightforward, and it worked great. But, oh, man. What did let's see, I availed myself of something. Somebody, I think ARRL member, there was some kind of service that they offered for renewal, which is what I utilized last time. And, and I think W5YI was doing some kind of service too, although they were charging for it. I think. Something like that. Anyway, I know what you mean. I'll tell you, boy, that FCC website is something else, man. And no matter where you go in it, it doesn't get any easier either. And it's unless you do it regularly and, you know, get used to it, it's a nightmare. And user numbers, whatever you call it, it's like, you know, almost, it's worse than the IRS for sure. And the Franchise Tax Board, there's another one, another gem. Although, compared to FCC, Franchise Tax Board's easy, and IRS is easy. Oh, man. Like I said, bring back the old yellow FCC 610. That was a good system, and it worked. Amazingly, huh? Actually worked. You put it in the mail and you mailed it. Pretty soon you actually got a paper license back. And now you get an email for a license. So it kind of, oh, man. Uh-oh, I'm getting started. Don't want to get started. So not too much going on here with radio stuff. I'm busy with other stuff of all the movie theater equipment and everything that I inherited, so that's been taking all my time. And busy. And I dug into a what they call it's a power supply, and it's a switcher, and it's for xenon lamps, which is what replaced arc lamps. And they run 220 single phase, and they have 3-phase versions, and they put out about 30 volts, and there's a striker inside the lamp that lights it that actually puts out about 35 kV for a arc to get the arc established inside the bulb. And then these power supplies are pretty well regulated, and they got all kinds of, they're switchers, and they've got all kinds of electronics and stuff inside on a circuit board. And so I'm digging into one of those things. I got the manual. They don't even include a schematic. They include a block diagram, because the schematic probably wouldn't mean anything to anybody. But anyway, so I've been digging into that as far as I have to get access to it. There's an MS connector on the side of the thing, and I don't have the matching MS connector which goes to the lamp. So I'm looking at a way of getting around that MS connector. So we shall see. And I have no idea, well, the one idea is they're fairly reliable. But with that kind of equipment, reliability to me means, oh, it'll run for 20 years, you don't have to do anything to it but blow the dust off of it once in a while. That's reliable. A 7-day-a-week, 15, 16 hours a day for 20 years, that's reliable. And I can quote numerous examples of that, and it's actually exceeding 20 years. And some amazing stories from the dark past, I'll tell you, as far as reliability. Man, that stuff was built. And believe it or not, yeah, you just install it and forget it. It's really good stuff. Even the motor generators would run for 20 years. You didn't have to do anything to them. Just keep clean, make sure the brushes didn't get worn down. And if they were the correct brushes, they would last for 15 years at least. So anyway, that's what's going on here. I'll keep it moving. Pretty good signals this morning. Chuck was a little light here, but and a little bit of QSB on the Nevada stations. But anyway, not bad conditions, so we'll keep it moving and hope the conditions continue. Over to Steve, W6SSP, WA6OPE.
Okay, thank you, Tom, and good morning, everybody. Good to hear everybody on, and better conditions than we've had in the not too recent past. So hearing everybody all right. Ground's a little weak, and perfectly copyable. Let's see, this is Steve, just north of Santa Rosa, running the usual 7501 receiver, 32V1 transmitter. Driven by a D104 unamplified microphone, 85 watts, into a dipole about 30 feet up or so. Anyway, things are going to change one of these days, but for now they'll stay the same.
Jerry, really good to hear you back on. I was kind of concerned about your situation there, and thank you for the moment a while ago. Good to hear you guys are all okay. Hope your son is able to survive it okay. It sounds like he's still in a little bit of danger, and other parts of your family as well. So hope that works out. I tell you, people around here still have PTSD after the big Tubbs fire, even though that was 7 years ago. It's fresh in everybody's memory here. So hopefully you guys get over it sooner than we have. Let's see. ARRL license renewal. I went that road. I was up for renewal just after they changed to the new system. And after about 2 hours, just gave up. It was just a pastor to try to figure it out. Paid ARRL $15 to do it, and that was money well spent. Believe me, I'll be going that way next time. So, for those that were able to figure it out, I'm better off than I am, a lot more patient than I am for sure. Dave, glad you were able to fix the BFO problem in your TCS. Well good. And Jerry, congratulations on the new stack of boat anchors. Cool. Hey, I'm glad people are still bailing. I'm going to be like Tom. I'm almost cured. Not quite, but almost cured. And on that line of thought, I haven't really had much time this summer to work on radios. I did a couple of weeks ago. I was able to finally find the annoying problem in the Heathkit HW8, which is a little QRP CW transceiver I picked up at Sonoma a couple of years ago. And it worked, but the receiver was extremely noisy, really bad. It was masking signals, most 90% of signals. And finally found the problem. It turned out to be a noisy ceramic disc capacitor, 0.05. And same symptoms as you would expect with a bad signal output. But this one was a ceramic cap. I've never seen one of these fail like this. It wasn't cracked, it wasn't broken, it wasn't splashed in any way. It was just apparently a manufacturing defect of some sort. But that fixed it. So it's on the air and it's sitting on top of the ICOM 781, which is kind of funny. Because I think the list price of the HW8 was $129 as a kit. And the list price of the ICOM 781 was north of $8,700, so quite a contrast between the two. I should probably take a picture and hang that on the wall. Anyway, guys, I've got to come out about 20 minutes, so I'll say 73. Good to hear everybody on, and hopefully see you all next weekend. So, we'll send it off to W6AQU, W6SSP.
Pretty good, thanks, Steve. W6SST in the Sunday morning vintage military group. W6A Queen Uncle in Montague. That's MOG, Henry. It's still out there. Although smoking, I don't think I can see it from here. We still have the smoke lingering around. Hi, Dave, on this licensing thing. It's kind of a pain. I don't know. JRY, thanks for that note. I got here a while back. Giving me all a hot scoop up there. That's quite an ordeal. And I don't know if that's not been over yet. No good. Chuck, good signal over here. That audio is really fantastic on that rig. Well, Ron, 3 days. I was wondering when you were going to leave. 3 days. That doesn't give you much time to play with those goodies, but something you look forward to in October. Did you enjoy riding on the 4th or something? I was reading about the hot August nights there a few days ago. I wonder if that was taken care of over there. And OPE on that license thing, that's really a bummer. I've got a printer here. I could probably print my own, I guess. Just, change the date. a license for, what, 50 years or something. They give you what's called a GOL. That's it's a lifetime. General Operating License is what they call it, I think. I don't have to worry about that again. One good thing you've done, good morning to you. Got a good signal in here. Temperature-wise here, we've had warm weather. It has not subsided. We think it has, but it just keeps coming back up to 104 every day. We're just going to have to grin and bear it. Well, let's see. I was going to look at Central on your website last week, and I did not do it. But maybe I can do that here today or tomorrow. We can't go outside very long at a time. After about 9 o'clock, forget it. Stay inside, got the air running. So that was the last one on the list. It goes back up to Henry. WA7, YBS, W6, Able, Queen
Okay, Bob. W6AQ, WA7YBS. Very good. Well, 73 is Steve. And it was good to hear you. Let's see. Conditions, I got quite a bit of QRN. Well, solar noise, whatever it is. It's atmospheric because it comes and goes. Quiet at night. Relatively quiet at night. Some days are quiet. But Sunday morning seems to be a good time for a lot of QRN. So anyway, but everybody's strong enough they are overcoming it. And so that's good. And yes, MOG. Yes, that's the only NDB I can hear this time of year, unless I listen, early in the morning, 5 o'clock or so in the morning, or 11 o'clock at night. And that's typical of, listening in odd medium wave at this time of year anyway. Some of those NDBs used to be strong. I used to be able to pick up BO, what a call, but that was Boise, the NDB at Boise. I used to be able to pick that one up during the day. And Fresno, the one in Fresno I could pick up during the day. So those aren't on anymore. Everybody is decommissioned on NDBs, so sooner or later there just won't be any left. So that's that. And as far as weather, it was 56 this morning, 56 degrees. It's very clear here. We have, in this last fire that's down by Placerville, we had smoke for about maybe 3 or 4 hours on that one. And that was it. We have, it is so windy here, and it's been that way for a number of days, that the smoke just doesn't have a chance to accumulate. It gets longer somewhere to the east. And so anyway, we've had clear conditions, and temperatures have been in the mid-90s during the day, and in the 60s to mid-50s during the early morning. So that's the weather report. Well, let's see if there's anybody else out there that wants to check in. The Vintage Military Radio Net, number 9 is open if you want to check in.
Kilo Echo 6,
And I am not going to be able to pick that up through the QRN. I got the Quebec. So, did anybody else? Mike, did you copy that?
That was Mr. Rich and Fallon, and nice to hear Rich this morning, W7MS.
That's what I thought it was. But the QRN here is intense. Rich, go ahead and make a transmission. Turn it back to me. WA7YBS. Wow.
Yeah, QRX. I'm not sure. Test. We have it on the air. Test. Can you hear me now at all, Henry?
Yeah, you can find that. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Rich.
Mike, is he transmitting? Because I could hear him quite well after he did a little bit of tuning up. Now.
I concur with your observations, Henry. I don't know what's going on with Rich, but he was there and then gone, and I didn't want to double and make things worse, but I guess if you can't hear him, I can't hear him. Rich, are you still on for a relay, W7MS?
W7MS KE6QK. Well, this hasn't been on the air for 4 months or so. I don't even know if it's working or not. But everyone's Q5S9 here. You copying, Mike?
Yeah, he's there, Henry. Did you hear him?
Yes, there's Q5 and 5.9. So go ahead and make a transmission there, Rich. KE6QK, WA7YBS. Turn it back to me.
Yeah, okay, Henry. The same rig here, the DX100B, is a little bit flaky. There's something going on in the drive circuit here, and I don't even know how much cooler I'm working. Anyway, it's pretty bad. I can't go on into a long monologue and explain everything about this here. But basically, I've been having medical problems. I lost control of my right arm due to severe stenosis. I'm being treated. I'm having it in my neck and in my lower lumbar, and I ceased all operations when I left you guys this spring. I'm feeling better today. I'm going through physical therapy, and I don't know about the future. I'm just trying to beat it. Basically, my spine is shot. Pyramidal narrowing. The nerves are pinched, and it really makes me a sicker person. And I'm going to do the best I can, guys. It's really good to hear you guys. Love you guys.
Okay, Rich, K6QKWA7YBS. Okay, sorry to hear about the medical problems there, spinal issues, and so hope everything improves, but time will tell. Okay, let's see. Number 10 is open. If anybody else wants to check in, do it now. Okay, let's do round 2. And Steve is signed, number 7, W6SSP. So Tom will turn it over to Bob. W6OPE will go to W6AQU. So with that, up to Dave, W6MQI, WA7YBS.
All right, WA7 YDS. Sounding good here, Henry, on the MIT. Home for a week. And, well, yeah, license renewals. Just checked mine. Everybody talking about that. I got mine since 2027. I'll have it online. I think I did mine online last time, too. It would be a real big deal, but maybe something's changed there. I just renewed my hunting license, and of course, the amount has gone up another $5. So now it's $125 to stand in a mosquito-infested swamp. Privileged to stand in a mosquito-infested swamp for $125. That is a real charge, I tell you. So they're doing their best to make it cost prohibitive to do anything anymore. And yeah, Ray, I was wondering when you were going to leave too, so you answered my question. And my daughter was out last weekend, and she was down in Rich County visiting some friends. She had to go back to Indiana. It took her 18 hours to get back to Indiana. So I hope your flight today's works out better. Flying anymore sucks. I hate it. There's always something, there's always a wrench somewhere. So hopefully your flight goes good. And Tom, Jerry may be able to elaborate on this better. The fire was started by, I think, a sex offender who was on the run, and he went down a road, and his car was on fire. So, in his infinite wisdom, he decided to push the car down an embankment into a little ravine. That's what started the park fire. So, he's in jail. Consequences on him are going to be pretty much in jail. He'll be in jail. Getting 3 square meals every day. Caring of California taxpayers. Meanwhile, everybody's around destroyed by the idiot. Yeah, finally got the SDS receiver going again, which is good. Now we got to get back on the RA-05, which is ready to be powered up. It's in the garage. I got it all put back together. It's not in the cabinet yet, but it is next in line. I guess that's about it here. So I'm going to actually listen out. So I'll say 73 everybody. I'll still stand by here, but listen out. But anyway, over to Jerry, W6JRY. W6MQI.
Okay, Dave Fine, W6MQI, W6JRY. Still copy everybody. QSB is getting a little much more coming on, but Henry's been probably the strongest signal that I've heard throughout the morning here. The big rig, the MIT rig there with 300 watts is just, and the antenna you have there is just really got the needle against the pin here on the 75A4. And Dave is always strong in here. And good signal too. So I'm gonna have to get me a good linear amplifier for some of this gear. Anyway, let's see. Dave, elaborating on the start of the fire that was Tom was asked about. Yeah, the story I got is actually the car was stolen, I think from his mother, actually. And he intentionally started the fire. And then shoved it off over the canyon up in Upper Bidwell Park. And that was ground zero from the start of the thing. Well, still, it was only about 40% contained, still going on. He was a double felon, somebody who should have still been in prison, but well, we can go on about all the things that go on in California. A lot of the reasons that some of you guys are over in Nevada. Anyway, let's see what else here. 73 is to Steve. He's left. We'll be running to Rich there. I was copying in. It's a little bit light here, but had some copy on him. Q5, no problem there. And let's see, Ron, maybe we can catch up with you, have a QSO or something once you get set up back over there in the Azores. Be interesting again. Band conditions have been quite good. Good conditions on HF on 15. The MUF was at 15 here yesterday, and 20 meters in the evening, quite right along. Had a really interesting contact a couple days ago with HZ1HZ in Saudi Arabia. Actually, that call was the first call issued in Saudi Arabia in 1949, but it was being used by the daughter of the original owner, who I have worked in the past a number of times, and he's since passed away. And she's the only female operator in Saudi Arabia, and she's took up her father's call letters there. And he was the first licensed amateur radio operator in Saudi Arabia in 1949. So I've worked him a number of times in the years past, but and she was very good at operating. She was handling a pile up there, huge pile up, and I was able to work her after about a half an hour or so. Interesting contact. Anyway, well, I have a lot of good stuff on. Last night I worked two stations in the Ukraine. Some of those guys are on now, but you look up their calls, and they're not not revealing their locations. There are some guys operating out of Ukraine right now. Anyway, so much for that stuff. And the licensing thing, if anybody's getting close to renewing their license, there was just within the last 2 months, there was one thing added, a double recognition thing from the FCC that's tagged onto that. And there's some information about it in the 2013 October QST. The lady back there at the ARRL, she's the one that's handled a lot of that stuff in the past. In fact, when I renewed my license 10 years ago, I'd had information back from her. You can contact her, you can get some help, but you pretty much got to do everything online, and it is a pain. Government forms, I hadn't seen different things like that, but she's done a YouTube. There's a YouTube, if you go to the ARRL and look that up, or bring up the October 2013 issue of QST. I think it's page 62 or 3, something like that, and that particular QST. If you don't have it, you can go online and get it and watch the YouTube there. That is a help there. But, well, anyway, we can go on and on about government bureaucracy, but that's what it certainly turned into. And Mike sound great on that ART2. I wonder if it was an ARRT2. I'm trying to think of which radio it is, and it's a Collins radio. Of course, you got the amplifier on it, and I remember that radio, one I never got, I always wanted to get my hands on. I think that's the one that's what you're using there. And Ron on the SCR 274 N setup, and yeah, I got your message about the trip and the equipment and so on there, and it sounds great, and it sounds like you got a package about like what it took me several years to put together with my 274N equipment here, and I've had it on the air off and on, but there again, 20 watts, and I need to do what everybody's doing now. Get me some kind of a linear over here and get things boosted up so people can hear you. Let's see, any other notes here? 73s to Steve and Mike, Ron, Chuck, okay on, you got your ART-13 on today and the AR-7, and Henry with the big rig and the Ray-Cal receiver there. So let me move it along here. I'll be listening out and send it on to Chuck. But anyway, good to hear everybody this morning. The garden took a beating with being 6 days gone here, but trying to get that a little bit revived. But it's wind down time. We've had triple-digit weather here for all of July, but it's starting to slack off a little bit now. It's down in the 90s. It will be in the 90s for about the next week, high 90s area. So, over to you there, Chuck. K0 DWC, 70 trees, but we'll be listening. This is W6JRY.
Okay, Gary. 73 Steve. Gary, I was glad to hear that in that email you sent me that your generator worked flawlessly for you, and you had electricity, I guess, when you got back home. So that's excellent. So, well, I'll tell you, that was probably money well spent, as expensive as that is, and I know how expensive that is. But that's a good deal. You know, in a situation like that over there, that thing is absolute necessity for it. So, good deal there. I did neglect to say good morning to everybody. My apologies. I'm not having a problem hearing anybody. Everybody's coming in here really well. But, Rich. Rich, I'm sorry to hear about your medical condition. Yeah, you need to try to get as well as you can and do what you have to do to see that through. But glad you're back. We're glad that you're back on. And once you got the DX100D tuned up, straightened out, you were just fine. Q5 copy, nice signal. Dave's got a good signal. Gary's pounding in good. Ron is pounding in. Mike's pounding in. Tom's got a really good signal as well from Richmond. Steve had a great signal. And Bob was cutting from the scope like crazy. And Rich was doing really well. And of course, Henry was rattling the roof here. But anyway, Ron, before I forget, I just wanted to wish you success in your trip over to the Azores, and have a good, safe trip over there. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Making contact. That'll be good to me. Anyway, just make a long story short, there's not a whole lot going on here radio-wise right now. Everything's being outside, out back, projects here and there, tractor work here and there, cleaning up horse stones here and there. You know, just the normal stuff for us over here. So that's pretty much the story here right now. So anyway, I will send it over to the voice of Reno, and, well, Mike 2's the co-voice. I'll send it to Ron, and then Ron will send it to Mike. So, NU6F in the group, K0 DWC. Go ahead, Ron.
Okay, good deal, guys. Boy, I don't know, real light copy on a couple though. I've had to go ahead and go over to the SDR. Truck, I only copied about half that locally. I've got a really high noise level. First time I've had real power line noise. And the closest power lines are quite a ways from here, so it's got to be screaming over in the area that it's at. And Rich, I couldn't even tell there was a carrier in there, but I did listen on the SDR. Rich, sorry to hear about that. I know I had the same surprise of both arms intermittently going paralyzed, and yeah, thank God the surgery in April took care of that, and we're just about 90% recuperated, so praying you have the same kind of success there. It was different between night and day after. And Bob, okay, on having to go ahead and handle the smoke and printing your own licenses. Yeah, you might be able to make some money on that, just printing up licenses and issuing them yourself. And then folks won't have to go through the maze on the FCC site. Yeah, don't forget your federal registration number and your two-step verification. You know, I'm not a dancer, and so I never did learn the two-step, and I barely can handle a two-step verification, so there you go. Steve's already signed. Tom, yeah, for some reason your signal is really good. It's actually stronger than Dave's.
So we got a pipeline into Leather Valley. Mike, okay, on R2, which I did see one over there. I think I remember seeing yours. It's hard to say. It's hard to remember what it is that I see over there. It's all there somewhere. And Chuck, yeah, get back out there cleaning up Charlie's stall. And
What's Carla doing? I don't hear the pots and pans or the cast iron rattling in the background. And Jerry?
yeah, I'm thinking this will probably be the best conditions for HF since I've been operating from back there. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we can pull off a contact. And let's see if I'm still modulating here or not. Audio 1, 2. Where do you get weak? I can see on the SDR. So I won't hold it too long, but conditions, they are fading. And Dave, okay, on the Indiana trip for your daughter. Yeah, I've got a 19-hour flight. This is a direct one for a change. Direct to Lisbon, and then I got to fly back from Lisbon. Fly back an hour and 45 minutes to get to the Azores. So if I only had a parachute, I could go ahead and manage to get my way there and save it some time. But that ain't gonna happen. So let's see. The only thing here, I think I'm gonna be in the market for a DY8 dynamotor. I've been using this thing a lot on CW this last week, and it's not smelling good. Still putting out 500 volts, but yeah, it's making the smell of hot electrical wiring. So I may be looking for a DY8 dynamotor. Someone else said a DM33 would work. So, all right, guys. Good hearing everyone in there and managing to get in one last net before we take off. So with that, I'll say 73s and hand it on over to Mike, W7MS, NU6F.
Well, thank you, Ron, NU6F and the Sunday Morning Military Net, W7MS. Well, still good reception from all. And I'm still running single conversion out of the ARC2 non-A, so a little bit of adjacent frequency activity, but still Q5 for all. So an exceptional day for me since I had the Q5 receiver on standby, but it's fun to be somewhat original, and also the ability not to even have to band scan the top 30% at 75 meters. You hear everything. But, well, a few comments on FRN and registration on the FCC side. I'm going to be a positive thinker here, and it's all a relative a matter of relativity, but having been employed for years in the critical infrastructure industry post 9/11, and what I had to endure every workday on company servers for authentication and security purposes, bring on the IRS, bring on the FCC, two-party, biometric, recognition, whatever. It's just more of the same. I'm resigned to the fact. Bottom line is, it's to protect you from identity theft. That's what it is, period. So it's whatever. But comments. Ron, you missed Carla last week. She was modulating 3974 quite successfully. It was nice to hear her, but I think I had the same thoughts also. We hadn't heard Carla in quite some time. She was there. She's probably listening this morning. So good morning to Carla. And comments here. Well, good morning, Rich. Continued recovery from your latest challenges, but great to hear you from Fallon this morning. Henry's busy marking off the deactivated NDBs. It even chokes me up to say that, but as they're decommissioned, and God rest RNO. That's all I can say. But let me see. Bob, Hot August Nights. Yeah, I was out Wednesday evening over at the GSR, formerly originally the MGM Grand, and met up with our benefactor here on Wavelength Radio, N9AMI, and did the walk around. Checked out cars, checked out people, listened to the free concert, and called it an evening. So it was a nice night, and did notice quite a bit of upper level stratification from that fire out by Quintet, Georgetown there in the El Dorado National Forest. It was ominous, but extremely high in elevation, so it wasn't really affecting, I think, AQI at that point in time. And let me see comments here. The dry belt for the National R1490 arrived Friday. It took about 2 months to arrive, and it had to be custom made, so it was a custom price. But we've got the R1490 GRR17 back in operation. But of course, that's my second one, and I guess the question would be, why do I need one? And now I have two functioning 1490s from National. So that's the setup here. Other projects I obtained from the place in Sparks via a trade, so I was able to move something on that nobody seemed to be interested in at local swap meets. I gave up trying to sell that, so I traded that for a Technical Material Corporation RFD-1A, and that's the RF deck out of the PAL-1 system. So I have the power supply components. I potted the PA tube, because we had to verify that that was good, because if that unobtainium PA tube was defective, that would kill any initiative to build a power supply. So that's sometime here in the future, but I think generally from radio projects, lack of initiative is the word of the day. It's summertime, and at least we're entering into some seasonable warm temperatures, but not oppressively hot. So with that, I'll say 7.3s. I'll listen out through. It's been fun. It's always a hoot. So with that, over to Tom, if Tom can still hear us. WA6OPE, W7MS73.
Okay, W7MS, WA6OPE. Okay, the ground has deteriorated noticeably. So, Here it comes, Bob. 73, everybody. W6AQU, WA60PE.
Okay. WA60PE. Signing. W6AQU. Morning also to MS. The JRY. Well, 3 days. I'll say goodbye yourself. Hope you have fun. Having to go all the way to Lisbon and then back, huh? Well, I guess that would be fun. I don't know on the parachute. You need 2 or 3 of them, though, because it puts some gear down there. All right. Rich, howdy. I chased you up down the bend, but you settled down and they will tell me okay. Get a first-hand visual of what happened over there on August night. All right, let's see. What other? Yeah, I wouldn't charge to print those licenses, Ron. No, just rubber stamp them. Let's see. I got all my comments. I guess so. So I'll make mine that last transmission this morning. Sounds pretty small. And it goes to Rich up there in Fallon. If you can copy me. One Fallon. W6A4.0.
W6AQU in the group 862K. Well, starting out on this net, everyone was over. As usual, we're fading out on the section go around here. But anyway, I'm having a good day today. I'm having physical therapy on both my neck and my lower lumbar. Light all of a sudden move totally used up your right arm that I pick up a soldering iron and a hose and everything in my life has been centered around that right arm, and when you can't use it, it's not used. Anyway, we're going to try to get back here. I really miss this. I want to come back. Really fun talking about it. Keep going on this going on. It goes to a good load, then it drops off. I can't work on a DX100. It weighs 100 pounds. I can't move it. I can't get the case off. I'll deal with that down the road. I want to say good luck to Ron going to the Azores. That brings back memories. I flew C-130 Hercules out of there. It's a refueling area when we're coming back from Europe, and been there quite a few times. Anyway, that's all I have. I'll get back to you. I'll try very hard next weekend, and God, it's good to talk to everybody. At the beginning, everyone was over S9 on the 75 S1 receiver, and now we're fading off. So, I think you're next here. My list is kind of screwed up here. WA7YBS in the group, KE62K. Thank you.
Whiskey 4, Delta Victor, Quebec.
Well, that sounds like Carla. Make a transmission there, W4DVQ, and turn it back to me, WA7YBS. Go ahead.
WA7YBS, this is Whiskey 4, Delta Victor, Quebec. Well, thank you for letting me butt in there. I've been listening a little bit. I'm kind of slow this morning. But glad to hear Jerry is doing okay and his family, and worried about his son. And Rich, my heart goes out to you. Good luck with that, and just hang in there. Just hang in there. And Ron, the breakfast thing, the doctor got onto us. So you know how that goes. So even though the grocery bill went down a little bit without buying bacon and sausage and stuff, we're doing all right, but sure miss it. And I know how you can get to jump out of that plane instead of staying in there. Just tell him you see a man out on the wing. So they might let you just jump out right then. So good luck out there in the Azores, and be looking for you to come back. And I know everybody's just about signed. So I just wanted to step in and give a quickie. So I'm going to do a one and done. I'm going to say my 73s and listen out, but hand it back to Henry, WA7 YBS. This is Whiskey Forward, Delta Victor, Quebec.
Okay, and I think Chuck still needs to say 73. Everybody else has, so Chuck, your turn. Go ahead.
Okay, Henry, did Dave and Ron sign?
Yes, they did.
Okay, all right. I must have missed that on my checklist. I did miss it on my checklist. Okay, well, I guess I'm the lone stranger. Okay, man. 7-3s to all, and I'll be looking until next week. Henry's going to be doing the net as always. Appreciate you being there. Appreciate all you guys being there. You make the net great, and we'll do it again next Saturday or next Sunday. So with that, I'll say my 7-3s as well. And hand it back over to Henry, and Henry, you can shut her down. So WA7 YBS, 30 DWC.
Okay, Chuck. The 0DWC WA7 YBS. One little note, this last go-around, I had to switch receivers. I had to go to the NC173D, which is also sitting here in the shop. And it's a little better. The noise limiter is better than it's a military type noise limiter on the Raycal, so it's just a clipper. The noise limiter in the NC173 or 183D was a little bit better, just slightly better. But anyway, it helped quite a bit. It's Q5 on all. So with that, we'll go ahead and close the net. Thanks everybody for your participation. It's greatly appreciated. Chuck will be net control next week, as he mentioned. So we hope to hear everybody back. And with that, this is WA7 YBS will be closing the Vintage Military Radio Net and signing off. 73.